and Nikolic literally coming into the lion's den?
It's just a little bit of both. This crowd can either lift him up or the pressure of it can pull him down. We're going to find out right about now.
Forster taking the center, big shot to the body, showing off the boxing.
Unusual to see the body being gone after with the hands this early.
Nikolic does have a wonderful lead leg body kick, throws it with very little tail, so Forster are going to have to be wise to that. Forster going to town on the body here.
Very, very unusual for mixed martial arts. Boxing, of course, not so much.
No threat of a takedown. Nice combination from Nikolic to get himself out of the corner. Oh, big hook. Forster completely unfazed. That's twice. Forster's eating big shots there.
Got to see Forster moving that head a little bit more. They're going to connect harder and harder and harder. Can't walk that head straight forward.
Nikolic very light on the feet. And he's catching Forster with some shots here. He's able to slip the shot and come back with his own. Fundamental boxing, but fundamentals win fights, Carrick.
Forster's got a plan. He's going to move forward, go to the body, and then use that to set up a headshot. But he's eating leather right now.
Neither fighter has even initiated a takedown. Just as I say that, Nikolic opens up in the clinch, trying to create a little bit of space and room for those knees. You can just see that little pocket of space between the two of them.
Forster showing us good strength here by forcing his opponent back up against the cage.
Eats a big knee to the chops, though. Good head control from Nikolic to create that space. Little pop knees here from Forster, just to try and take a little bit of the sting out of the step of Nikolic. Good wrist control, pressure up against the cage. Has one underhook, may try and parlay that into two and try and wait for a takedown from there.
My memory, Phil, of officials in Slovenia is very clear. That's it. They want to see action. I was just about to say I didn't think there was quite enough on that fence.
If you're not going to make, they call for the break. Big shots here. Nikolic seems to be getting looser as the fight goes on, Carrick.
Forster may want to rethink this game plan. I'd like to see a little bit more in and out movement, a little bit more movement of the head.
Nikolic is fighting well on the back foot. He's landing big shots, but as we know, a lot of the time, fighting on the back foot can be more draining than being the guy who's pushing the action.
Forster looking for a little change of pace now. Wants to take his opponent down. Not close to that yet.
He used to be wary of a potential guillotine here or a ninja choke. Straighten that back up a little bit. Does so. So a little bit of reddening up over the left eye of Forster. He's had some shots. There's that no-tail head kick again. Might have been a little clash of heads there, but Nikolic is very good at finding the space when he's in the clinch to fire off his shots.
Forster is getting off the greater number of shots, and I believe as well they're landing with greater
Nikolic is cut.
intensity.
It's over the eye as well, I believe. That could be problematic as the fight progresses. It'll be interesting to see how our cut team deal with that in the break between rounds, Carrick.
Brave Nation, the presence of blood alone doesn't mean very much at all. There's areas where over the eye or under the eye where a cut can bleed a lot and not be at all damaging, but a very small cut in certain areas have the potential to cause lifelong nerve damage. We're going to find out fairly soon what's going on here in that regard.
I'm not quite sure if it's above the eye or perhaps the nose. Doesn't seem to be too much of an impediment with 1 minute left in the first round of our opening bout here. Lightweight action. David Forster taking on Nemanja Nikolic. Interesting though, it's the former Slovenian national boxer who's the one initiating the clinch. Landed a nice shot to finish. 30 seconds to go.
Nikolic wearing a little bit of red mask there. Maybe trying to take his opponent out, worried about those cuts.
Oh, that head kick every time. Oh, big shots being
Forster's
landed.
rattled. Forster nearly in on the back. Very, very smart strategy on his part.
Partisan crowd here in beautiful Ljubljana, Slovenia, getting behind the hometown fighter. First round in the books, and I think David Forster might be a little bit surprised at the kind of fight that Nemanja Nikolic just brought to him.
I wish we could get into both corners, Phil. I'm not sure. I do believe we may well have a cut on both sides.
Be interesting to see just how bad that cut is on the face of Nemanja Nikolic. I can't quite tell if it's just above the eye. On initial observation, it seems like the cut on Nikolic is a little bit worse than that of David Forster.
David Forster's cut man is doing a good job of staunching the blood flow now. He applies a little bit of grease, some cold, and has succeeded in stopping the blood flow right now. Forster intent, ignoring the cut, listening to expert advice from his corner man.
Right on the eyelid there, Carrick. Not gushing though, which is a good thing.
Great job by the cut team.
Big
Once
deep
again,
breaths.
everything Zlatko Majic does is perfect.
Big deep breaths being taken in the corner of Nemanja Nikolic there.
Ready, fight!
Ready to go, second round. If the first round is anything to go by and potentially indicative of the rest of our night, we are in for a barnstormer, Carrick.
Nikolic is trying to set up a big shot. He thinks he's got the range, Phil.
Breathing through his mouth, though, which, unless there's an impediment to the nose, that could be a sign of fatigue.
He's punching in bunches, significantly less than he was in round one.
Forster just trying to get the measure. Beautiful straight shot. That leg kick's coming a little bit slow, or that head kick is coming a little bit slower. More investment in the body from Forster. I think Forster seems to have caught the range a little bit more now.
He's got big confidence in his skills here. Continues to move forward, throwing primarily to the body. May start moving up to the head now.
Oh, serious. I don't think I've seen a fighter invest this much in the body in a very long time. The big shot over the top, raises the chin. Nikolic still very much in this fight, still dangerous.
Nikolic backing up. Body language is definitely saying fatigue to us, Phil.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And I think it could be that investment to the body early on from David Forster, but he smells a little bit of blood in the water. Right now, I would like to see him separate. He's having great advantages with the striking exchanges. I'd like to see him break right now, continue to pepper Nikolic with heavy hands.
He's a grinder, Phil. He likes to just get in there and take whatever's given him and bang on it.
Good head control again from David Forster. Could be sneaking round to take the back here, Carrick.
Once again, the officials here want to see action.
Can't hang out in this position for too long, or as you say, there could be a separation from the referee. Coming up to the midway point of the second round in our opening bout tonight.
There's the takedown.
It uses the Kimura trap beautifully.
And a potential key lock in place, possibly a choke as well.
Nikolic's sole victory in MMA, professional MMA, does come by second round rear naked choke. So if histrionics or anything to go by, dangerous position, but Forster up, eats a big knee to the head.
Crowd very appreciative. Like to see their man come up and off the floor. Now I'm very confident they want to see him separate, go back to killing the body in order to make the head die.
Forster just trying to take the sting out of any momentum that Nikolic is carrying right there. There's the separation. This is when he needs to put the pressure on with the hands. He's working the body. I'd like to see him go to the head. A couple of times to the body, opens up the head. Every time Forster hits the body, he's depleting the energy reserves. Nikolic coming out a little bit wild. Takes a step back and a big deep breath. Nikolic not necessarily doing anything too proactive right now.
Action, please, boy.
Referee calling for action as soon as the clinch is initiated.
Forster showing us that Slovenian warrior heart. He's just got a plan. He's moving forward. He's attacking the body. Opponent clinches, fine. He'll take that clinch, knee to legs, taking what's given him, and he's causing damage.
Conditioning is anything to go by. Forster seems to be the better conditioned athlete.
And even, of course, Phil, if your conditioning is supreme, you get hit in the body like we've seen straight in front of us. That conditioning can go out the window. Headshot can do it too.
Interesting break there when Nikolic did have the Kimura trap. I feel like the longer this fight goes on, there's a serious momentum shift in favor of Forster. Stiff jab.
Nikolic's feet are just a little bit slower than they were in round one. He's finding himself in the end of his opponent's long jab. Once that jab lands a few times, a right is going to follow it.
A round like that is bound to pay dividends with regards to the confidence of David Forster. Going to look back at some of the action here. There's head kick attempt, but eating some big shots. This was beautiful. The Kimura trap reversal. Used it to sweep.
Any question in your mind, Phil, that going into the third, this now stands at 1 round apiece?
I think that's a fair summation to make.
Brave Nation, watch this third and final round carefully. In all likelihood, whoever wins this round wins this fight and the very first fight on the card.
You do get the feeling that David Forster is starting to pull away just a little bit. And Kieran, if you're Nikolic and you're feeling that lactic acid build up, if you're starting to move a little bit slower, what's your approach going into the third and final round?
It's the one that I think we're going to see. I think he's going to bide his time a little bit, cover his head a little bit, back up a little bit, take a couple of shots, and then try and end it with a single punch, likely an overhand right.
Head of Regulatory Affairs for Brave Combat Federation, Mr. Declan Larkin, making sure everything is above board.
Ready, fight!
Third and final round. Nikolic has been fighting on the back foot for the majority of the fight. He needs to be wary of walking into that big right hand of David Forster.
That's it. We're gonna see right hands coming from both directions very shortly.
Get the feeling that Forster is... Oh, nice leg kicks. Might be a little bit too late. But you get the feeling that Forster is just going to wait for Nikolic to overcommit, slip out, and then land a big shot. He's wobbled him, it's over! Just like that, David Forster moves to 3-0. Huge win for the Serbian fighter.
First fight, first knockout. Hometown hero puts on a great show for these phenomenal fans.
You can see just what it means to him. Hala Arena is on its feet. Let's look at that action again. Forces Nikolic to shell up, and from that moment, it is all over.
David Forster showing the good sportsmanship that characterizes this sport. Crowd now going wild. Phil, he told us he was going to end it with punches. He ended it with a bunch of punches.
So slick with regards to the hands. And at only 26 years old, there's still so many developments and evolutionary steps to be made by Forster. Moves to 3-0. Second win by KO or TKO in the short career of David Forster. He's only been a pro since December of last year, and now he is racking up the fights. Not only that, but he's doing it in style.
Very, very distinctive style that we saw in there. Highly, highly unusual for mixed martial arts, Brave Nation. The first round attack was primarily to the body, left his face open to some extent, but it was money in the bank. Slowed his opponent down, took big advantage in the third. Speaking of big, we've got the big man, Carlos Kramer, in the Brave Combat Federation cage, about to make it official.
Please, please.
All right, what an incredible way to start our historic night, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for both of these warriors. This first bout comes to an end at 41 seconds of the third round. Your winner by TKO due to strikes from Slovenia,